So lately, visual novels has kind of been a mood for me lately. I mean, on top of me playing Tsukihime actively on the channel, and the fact that I'm playing some Ace Attorney on the low, visual novels have been kind of the way for me for a little bit, and leave it to this small little minigame to further expand my love for the genre. As always, I'll leave the link in the description below so you can try it out for yourself. Let's see what this game's talking about. So here's the game right here, Project Beefer. It's like a puzzle visual novel game type game, inspired by like 999 and stuff like that, which I do plan on playing, by the way. But let's just see what this game's talking about. Ooh, I like that. Agnes. How? Where? What? Oh, you're finally up. Who? My head. It'll go away after a bit. Ooh, I like these designs already. You look up to see a person wearing the most and simultaneously the least. You feel yourself staring, but honestly, it's not your fault you missed the memo for the Macaroni Art Club. He gives you a look, then clicks his tongue in an oddly specific pattern. He stops clicking and just stares at you. You avert your eyes, mildly embarrassed and weirded out, and try to focus on your surroundings instead. I'll take that as a no then. He sounds annoyed. What are you? Then he starts moving his hands in patterns you vaguely recognize as some form of sign language. He wasn't annoyed, you realize, just attempting communication with you. Guess that's one's a no too. Attempting communication obnoxiously, that is. You decide to change the subject. Where are we? Your guess is as good as mine, Glasses. Glasses? You're wearing them, aren't you? Your hand hovers awkwardly by your face where you just pushed your glasses up by the bridge. Upon realizing this, you hastily snatch your hand away and hide it behind your back. Well, yeah. Whatever you say, Nails. You mentally slap yourself. Nails? Is that the best you can do? He raises an eyebrow and holds his hand up, fanning his fingers out for you to see. They're color blocked according to the Fibonacci sequence, and they glow in the dark. Cool, right? You nod wordlessly. Thankfully, he let that one slide, and examine the room you're in. Have you tried the door? No, there's a lock on it. Is he making fun of you? Right. He puts one hand on your shoulder and looks you dead in the eyes. His face is completely neutral. Glasses, you should try it. But you just... A hypothesis can only be tested through trial and error, in the scientific method. Everyone knows this. It's not... I don't think... Ignoring you, he nods with dissatisfaction like you just agreed, which you clearly didn't. He saunters toward the door and waves you over. You don't want to. For one, it's obviously locked. For another, who does he think he is to order you around anyways? Still, his self-assuredness is reassuring, if a bit annoying. He got the air of an owl disguised as a peacock. Doesn't look like he has any ill intent. I like this narrator. And his dialogue too. It's kind of quirky sounding. I like it. Glasses, look at this. This guy, what exactly about you gave him the impression you'd be his little helper? It can't just be the glasses. It's Agnes. Could he even hear you at that volume? Whatever, you're not his personal assistant. Glasses, it's important. Look here. You continue investigating the door. It's a very sturdy door, but maybe the lock can be bashed in. The door is made of wood and polished with polish, probably. Now that you're looking, it looks worn, like it's seen years of use. Okay, you'll admit it. You're ignoring him. And no, you're not being petty. It's just... his attitude? His vibes? Whatever. Hey, look! You turn your head, and he's right next to you, leaning against the door. You recoil away, right before he thrusts a paper in front of your face. Might tell you more than the door can. Seriously, what's with this guy, sneaking up on a stranger like that? What if you had a stress-induced heart attack and died? Does he get some sick thrill out of all this? What if you... Earth to Glasses. What, need me to read it to you? You snatch the paper from his hand and give him your most ferocious glare. He holds up his hands, eyebrows raised, and slowly backs away to settle across the nearest row of seats in a heap of elegant limbs. Now that you've relaxed just a bit, you can finally take a look at the note. It reads, Human Observation Log 3. Finally acquired sufficient number of subjects, along with quantitative data regarding personality and interest. Next, drop subjects A and V in room 1. Observe object/environment interactions. Design puzzle A according to Earth records. Sense of familiarity may correlate with subjects' productivity. Make them feel at home. What the hell is this? He shrugs. You're too busy trying to process the onslaught of technical words to get annoyed this time. As much as it pains me to admit, I'm in the dark here. The implications are obvious, but... A brief look of disdain flits across his face as he shakes his head. For a moment, you worry it's directed at you, but its gaze is fixed on the note in your hands. You reread the note to get a better grasp of the important parts, muttering out loud to try and organize your scattered thoughts. Human Observation Log. Earth records. Make them feel at home? All this effort for... How stupid do you think... Ugh, I just can't believe it. Seems it's your turn to look disdainful, but you really can't help it. You got knocked out and kidnapped just for a goddamn alien prank? That's enough to have you craning your neck to look for cameras. No cameras, just planes. Great. Nothing ever easy for you. Sorry, ignore that. It's, there's a puzzle, and the door's locked, so it's probably an escape room. I think. Right? So, we should probably find the puzzle? Yes, that seems like the best course of action. What will you do? Cool. Look around the room. Okay, we got some things we can interact with. What's this? You take a look at the picture next to the window. You squint at it. It looks like a monkey? The sepia paper makes it look like a Victorian photograph in a museum. There's a kindness in the thing's eyes that you kinda need right now. Taking a closer look at the diorama, it seems like the type that belongs at a children's museum. Figurine shaped like a child. A caveman, a cowboy, and a T-Rex sit on this one side of the painted river. A wooden boat sits on the river, capable of sliding between both banks while carrying up 2 figurines. At the top of the box, it says, "Can you get them all across?" with some instructions. The side of the box has many pictures of the figurines with the text about them. Thoughts? God, again? Whatever happened to common courtesy? Did his parents race him in the barn? He can't keep getting away with this. Think you got this? Either he didn't notice your moment of fear, or he's choosing to ignore it. You decide to follow his cue and pretend it never happened. How do you respond? Hopefully. He nods decisively, like he's satisfied. Do go on. You can't... You help? Well, you said you got it. He crosses one leg over the other, pulls out a thin silver pen from a mysterious pocket, and begins absent-mindedly spinning it between his fingers in complicated patterns. You force yourself to take a deep breath, but breathing harder doesn't make him less of a show-off, unfortunately. Attempt the puzzle? Oh, sure. Get all 4 characters to the other shore. There must be either 1 or 2 characters on the boat for it to make a trip across. But be careful, if certain characters are together, they may kill each other.
Nope.
The T-Rex ate the caveman? Oh shit. God damn it. Alright over there? He looks over in your direction without pausing the pen spinning. As you were then.
No!
Caveman eats the cowboy's gun.
No.
The T-Rex ate the child. Okay. Move them. Move you. Don't eat the baby. There we go. Boom. Puzzle complete. Hell yeah. Click. Did I do it? Do what? He slides the pen back into wherever he got it from, walks over to you, and appears to complete a puzzle. Seems all the figures have safely made it to their shared destination. As I assumed, you shipped them in a particular order, so as to avoid miniature bloodshed. Yeah, all I did was... He abruptly looks up, all of a sudden uninterested in your hard-earned solution, and begins walking toward the door. Would you look at that? The lock seems different now. Can you just let me finish? Here. All you see is a brief flash of gold between his fingertips before his hand is right in front of your face. A small gold object is pressed between one eye, causing you to jerk your head back and stumble backward. What was that for? A gold star for you. Well done. You turn to your reflection in the train window and glimpse a glittery golden star-shaped decal on your cheekbone. Unconsciously, you reach up and touch it. Your first instinct is to peel it off and tell him to shove it, but when you turn to scan his face, he's already walking briskly to the door. He stops right in front and looks back over his shoulder at you. Well, aren't you quite sick of this room? I certainly am. If you're curious as to what the consequences may be for not escaping, I won't stop you, but I can't exactly encourage you in conscience either. Begrudgingly, you hurry across the car to catch up with him. On one hand, he doesn't try to open the door before you can get there. On the other hand, he doesn't try to open the door once you've reached him either. Does the door not work? He holds the back of his hand out to you, showing off his nails. What is it you called me? Nails, was it? You are really hoping you'd never have to confront the moment ever again, so you hold on to that hope and pretend you just didn't hear him. You're no fun. Well, in my humble opinion, as you were the one who solved the puzzle, you should have the honor of opening the door. Is that so? You touch the star on your cheek, pleasantly surprised to find some fondness hiding beneath his exasperation, now that the main source of the tension is gone. Nodding once, you grasp the door handle with both hands before looking back at him with an awkward, giddy smile. Ready? After you. Heh, right. You steady yourself and slide the door open. Hell yeah. Ooh. New scenery. The door wails as you pull its handle with all your might. It tracks almost entirely rusted over. Light pours in from the other side. You hear voices? The door's opening. Something's coming out. Stay behind me, Ridley. So if she's behind, then does that mean... Whoa, hello there, everyone. The room is similar in size to the previous one, maybe a little longer. You pause in your tracks and take a moment to absorb what it looks like. Also, this music. Holy shit. This is a banger. It's significantly cleaner and brighter than room 1, with fluorescent white lights, yellow poles, and plastic green seats. At the end of the room, you can see a TV screen next to a door. A map of the train sits above the divider. Each car is numbered sequentially, with one car circled at the end. You nearly jump out of your skin as another person appears at your side from behind you, but thankfully it's just, you forgot to ask his name. In your defense, you were preoccupied, and also, he was kinda rude. You're pretty sure he never asked you your name either, so... You there, alien. I don't know what you've abducted us for, and I don't care, but take one step further and I'll pull out of the old Nevada smash. Get scared. Scourge of humanity, prepare yourself. I don't know who's talking. Alien? What? Rah! Swirly glasses charges at you. You dive to the side, dodging them completely, and they shoot past you into the car, groaning. Nevada, God, are you alright? The girl wearing overalls went past you to help Swirly Glasses, and she passes the completed diorama. She skids to a halt and leans in to inspect it. Her eyes light up, and she turns to you. Whoa, did you two solve this? You cough into your fist. You did do all the work, but now that you're faced with the insurmountable task of taking the credit, you glance at your garlishly dressed partner to gauge what he thinks. He nods firmly and motions with his hand, indicating you go ahead. You turn back to overalls, touch the star on your face once again, and nod sheepishly at her. I did, yeah. That was me. How was it? How long did it take you? Is it your first time trying a river crossing puzzle? Did you use a trial and error, or did you use one of those folks who solved it in their head first? She's talking a mile a minute, asking questions faster than you can answer them. From the back of the car, you hear Swirly Glasses groan. Ridley, little help here? They propped themselves up on one arm, touching the side of their head and wincing in pain. She rushes to his side, pulls him up, and carefully dusts him off. He seems dazed, but mostly uninjured. Your head. Are you... Sorry, I'm so sorry. Oh dear, I didn't mean to get distracted. He lets her fuss over him for a little while, but when she begins apologizing, he shakes his head gently and grabs her hands. It's alright, dear. I'm fine now. I was the one who, Swirly Glasses trails off and notices you hovering awkwardly by room 1's door. They nudge overalls and tip their heads toward the door. We should... Oh gosh, you're right. Let's all get ourselves into the next room, and then we'll make our introductions. Right? Right. She waves over at you and your roommate before guiding her partner out the door with a hand on his arm. One by one, you file through the door, but when the last person steps into the room, the door slowly slides shut behind you. You try to open it again, but it's locked tight. Swirly Glasses, still slightly backed up from the earlier incident, is off to the side, speaking in hushed tones with overalls, though still looking anxious. Your own partner has moved to another side and is looking intently at the wall, standing next to the expressionless, imitatingly fashionable girl. She meets your gaze briefly, immediately turn your head and look back at the couple standing in the other corner. Overall says something you can't hear and pats her partner's arms reassuringly. He nods and the two rejoin the group. Before anything else, I just wanted to say sorry for earlier. They rub the back of their neck sheepishly and glance over at overalls. She nods at them encouragingly. I've been on these forums recently, you know, and I got a bit excited. Made some assumptions, that is. I mean, even if you really are aliens, you obviously trapped in here with us, so I shouldn't have scared you like that. I'm sorry. You don't know how to feel about being told you're still considering you considered as a potential alien, but he seems earnest, like he really feels bad. You look at the barely visible bruises on their elbows and nod. No harm done, and sorry if I scared you. Agreed. And assuming you were also kidnapped, it's only natural to be on edge. Speaking of which, am I right to assume such? If not, how did you three come to be here? Well, right now I'm thinking alien abduction, obviously. Or regular abduction, at least. Don't know if you guys got any other ideas. We just woke up here a few minutes ago, actually. We only just began looking around when you two opened the door. As for where we are and who brought us here, unless there's something we haven't found, I'm also thinking aliens. Your roommate raises his eyebrows, but right as he opens his mouth to say something undoubtedly condescending, Furcoat pipes up. I don't know. No probing yet. Unless... He shuts his mouth and just looks at her, eyebrows still raised. Actually, everyone looks at her. It's a unanimous thing. Silence stretches before you like an endless plain. She looks back at you, still expressionless. This is the longest silence you've ever experienced. It's honestly relieving not to be the source of it for once. Right. I believe introductions are in order. Swirly Glasses perks up immediately, clears the throat, and raises their hand. Ahem. The name's Nevada. I'm the #1 connoisseur of all affairs hidden. You know, the stuff they don't want you to know. Oh, that's right. We should do fun facts. You feel your stomach drop. Fun facts? Is now really the time for icebreakers? What do you think this is? Middle school? I'm Ridley, and my fun fact is I make and solve puzzles in my free time. Well, with the little free time I have, at least. My second fun fact is I work at a few different jobs, so... You remain silent, still racking your brain up for a fun fact that isn't I haven't spoken to anyone in 3 years, or I secretly read a lot of embarrassing self-insert fanfiction, or something else equally conversation-ruining. Erica. You all wait for Erica to continue, but she doesn't. She just stares back at everyone. You fidget with your shirt. But if she can't get away with it, you can too, right? Right. Right. Hopefully. Is that all, Erica? She nods, and Ridley smiles reassuringly at her before looking back at you and your roommate. You breathe out, trying to relax and think of a coherent introduction. Thankfully, right before it gets uncomfortable, your puzzle partner breaks the silence. My name's Valentino. As for fun fact, You huff a sigh of relief. Thank God you finally got his name. He thinks for a moment, tapping a tube of what looks like lip balm against his chin, before pointing it directly in front of him. I'm pursuing my master's in astrophysics. Huh. That's fun. Nevada's face brightens with a fervor and curiosity. Whoa, never got to spend much time speaking with, science people. They push up their glasses and cough nervously. Since I kinda dropped out, I didn't finish middle school, so I really only know what's online. And if you could... Valentino seems a little taken aback by Nevada's genuine interest, but he nods regardless. If you're willing to listen, I'd be perfectly happy to explain. Have to escape this whole situation, of course. Nevada tugs on Ridley's sleeve, excitedly, and she pats his shoulder, beaming, all too soon. That interaction concludes and everyone turns to you. I'm Agnes. Sure, fun fact, why not? And your face heats up and your palms start to sweat. Why did you even try? You literally just established like you don't have any fun facts to share. Every fun fact about you is decidedly unfun. Your heart rate speeds up. You look down at your shoes to avoid anyone's expressions. They're probably looking at you judgmentally, or worse, pityingly. Sorry. You flinch mid-word and your voice cracks pathetically. God, this is the worst, and nobody's saying anything. They're probably all making pointed eye contact now that you're not watching them. Yo, I want you to know, this is literally like, I could almost assure you this is every person with social anxiety, which is me. I'm every person with social anxiety. Just literally just describing it point for point, word for word, bar for bar.
Word for word, bar for bar!
You watch anime? Your head snaps up involuntarily, and you brace yourself for expression, which is still blank. Did you imagine that? Huh? I watch anime. Do you, watch anime, that is? Is she trying to help you? You open your mouth hesitantly to say something back, but before you can think, you're interrupted by a screech of feedback and static. Everyone claps their hands over their ears. You look around frantically for the source of the noise. The screen suddenly flickers and changes to a white screen. The sound stops. Everyone but Nevada removes their hands from their ears.
A body has been discovered!
A humanoid figure wearing a blood-stained apron and a cow-shaped gas mask appears on screen, with a cow puppet on one hand and a black rubber glove on the other hand. Ah, testing. Oh dear, is this thing on? The puppet is talking? Its mouth moves open and shut, so it's supposed to be the one talking. Therefore, the puppet is talking. The puppet talks. Right. Its voice is sweet and high-pitched. It's okay. It's kinda cute. Can't deny it.
Oh, thank goodness, it is. Ahem. Welcome, dear cattle, to our humble experiment. I'm just so happy you're all here. Why, it brings a tear to my little glass eye.
Cattle? Experiment? Your mind flashes back to the notes sitting in your pocket from the previous room.
Oh dear, how rude of me, how embarrassing, I forgot to introduce myself. I am the one and only Dairy Fairy. That's me, yippee! And this is my best friend, the Butcher, yay!
This is hurting my voice like hell. His little arms wiggle for a moment while the room remains silent.
Please clap.
You hear the tentative clapping behind you that petters out awkwardly. Glancing around the room, you see everyone focus on the screen, sporting serious expressions. Hastily, you shift your own gaze back. What do you want from us? What are you? Quiet. I am the Butcher. I have brought you humans here for the purpose of conducting an experiment. Aha! I knew it! Nevada removes their hands from their ears to pump their fist in victory. Alien abduction!
Won't you please listen to us? Please. We will open you for questioning and give you our answering before. We will open for your questioning and give you our answerings after the introductionings.
There's a loud ding-dong and the door ahead of you slides open.
I have prepared several tests, of which several of you have already encountered. The puzzles, right?
Yay, yes, the puzzles.
The Dairy Fairy claps his little arms, hooves, together, and nods eagerly at Nevada. His arms can't really reach the other, because they're so short and he's so small. He kind of looks like one of those monkeys with symbols.
We worked really, really hard on them, so please.
Nevada ignores him, steps forward, and turns to Ridley.
Sorry to interrupt you, little guy, but I gotta figure out what's going on over there. Ridley, fill me in later.
At this, Erica also steps forward.
Filling sounds fun.
She walks out the door before anyone else can process that. Nevada snorts and follows behind her.
Anyone else? Can I continue?
You shift uncertainly, unsure if you want to stay or follow the other two and to the other room. Before you can decide, the butcher begins speaking again.
As I was saying, I've prepared some tests. To be more precise, these rooms contain various puzzles. You will only be able to move forward once you have successfully completed each puzzle. The full scope of this experiment will be revealed to you upon completion.
That's not a real answer. What the hell do you mean, completion? The words tumble out of your mouth before you can stop them. You clap your hands over your mouth and mumble an apology. Now you really can't complain about interrupting.
Agnes brings up a valid point. Define the parameters to me. What must we do to succeed? What happens if we do? And what happens if we fail? You have a limited amount of oxygen. Your goal is to reach the front of the train. Failure will result in death.
Your eyes widen, and Valentino's expression tightens minutely. Ridley snucks in a breath. Death?
That is all. Good luck.
And remember to have fun. I love you.
The screen turns off. Okay. Well, we have a goal. That's nice. Let's keep moving, Glasses. I'll see you inside. Suddenly, the temperature drops significantly. You shiver and hug your torso as a wave of sheer cold washes over you. Your breath fogs out as you exhale, and your glasses slowly begin to fog up. After you've wiped off the fog on your glasses, you put them back on and look around. Whoa, what is this? After you wiped off the fog of your glasses, you put them back on and look around. It takes your eyes a few seconds to adjust to the very blue room. Advertisements playing on screens scattered across the room, and one in particular catches your eye. Homo sapien teeth impurity paste kills 99.9% of germs. Before you can register literally anything else in this room, you're suddenly plagued by an incredibly pressing thought that has been spawned directly into your brain. You can't remember if you got to brush your teeth before coming here. Your heart drops and a pit of cold, ugly panic forms rapidly in your stomach. The level of panic you're feeling is somehow worse than before, when you are told of your imminent doom. Ugh, God, it's just your luck. The thing is, this is the situation. Here you are, trapped on a train with a group of cool people, and you're you, with glasses that fog up and maybe unbrushed teeth. If you die here, you'll die wearing your usual drab, baggy clothes. Your corpse will rot teeth first. Aliens will find your body in 1,000 years, put you on display as an example of humanity's most miserable failure. Jesus Christ. This girl's a wreck. This suddenly reinvigorates your desire to get the hell out of here, and also your desire to never open your mouth again. Standing around you won't solve any puzzles. Now, what the hell is this? You look at the little wicked beast floating inside these tubes. Maybe they're aliens collected by the butcher during their space experiments. If you had to guess, the little one is about 3 apples high, and the big one is also at least 3 apples high. You might want to take a look at this, Agnes. Hey, that's the first thing you call you by my name. Ridley straightens up and waves you over energetically.
So you took care of that last puzzle, right? There's some really neat parts to this one.
Once you get there, you both crouch down to examine the bovine robot. It stares back at you with its blank white eyes. So basically, this robot told us that it needed some repairs, maybe to its new arm. Something about a power issue? Your head tilts to the side. What? It, told you?
Yeah, it did say something like that. However, it could also be death trapment to take us out once it functions back. You never know. Valentino snorts from where he sat next to the robot, legs crisscrossed and head resting against one hand. With his other hand, he rhythmically taps his silver pen against a bony knee. If the puzzles in here were meant to kill us, then why would they make them solvable? Well, you got a point.
How exactly did it tell you?
Valentino swiftly reaches with his pen to press a button on the robot's front panel, causing it to work to life. A heavily digitized voice echoes the room.
Greetings, I am Mobile Organization Officer Unit number 0999.
Before you can stop yourself, you snicker under your breath. No.
Nobody else seems amused by this. Primary objective. Complete the assembly of subway car design number 413. Objective completion. 99%. Objective cannot be completed until repairs are made to this unit. Diagnostics have confirmed the issue is related to power routing.
The whirring slows to a stop as the message ends, and the robot powers off.
So, are you asking me to solve this?
With the help from me and Ridley, of course. Are you not up for the challenge? Considering you need to replace your earbuds every few weeks, the idea of messing with delicate machinery is more than a little unnerving. Still, you can't help rising to the bait.
Fine, just... if this thing blows up, don't say I didn't warn you.
Valentino smiles wearily, like Ridley cheers.
We'll be right by your side if you need anything. If it blows up, I'm going down with you.
Alright, if something breaks, you won't be the only one getting blamed, at least. You spin it around, find the hatch, and pull it open. Nevada hands you a few tools they picked up from the ground, and you get to work. Okay, rotate the wire tiles to complete the circuit, and connect the red 200 volts terminal with the blue one. These can also be rotated. Right-click to rotate them counterclockwise. Some wires connected to the light bulbs detonated by dots, which subtract 10 volts from the circuit. Get the total energy of the circuit to 100 volts. Okay, so we can turn these. Okay, that's not gonna work. Yeah, these puzzles got hands for sure, Got to use my brain a little bit. Okay, we got to the blue, but we need to decrease the power a bit. Let's see what we can connect, like with this, if I can, yeah, I don't think so. Wait, hold on. Nope, that doesn't work. Yeah, this is definitely tricky. But I do like the challenge factor of the puzzles. They're not just fucking small brain that you can solve in like fucking 5 seconds. They gotta actually think, you know? The damn straight ones. Cause they always end up in a place where you think you can connect something, but they just don't work. Let's see if we can get some of those top ones working. See, I feel like there should be like a pattern to it, right? Like to the solution. Like I feel like there is a pattern to it, to where like
this doesn't happen, where there's like no space for it to go to right here. Okay, let's reset. Let's go like this. Let's try to do like a zigzag going this way. Let's see if we can do that. Those straight ones are placed so cleverly. Let's go this way. Yeah. I need one more of those dots. I mean, we got a pretty decent foundation now. Can we just add on to it? Wait, couldn't I just... Hold on. Turn this back around. I guess that could work too, if we could just make it go this way instead. Okay, how about this? Okay. Then... Okay. Nope. Can't do that. But then it's dead end. See, now the corners are becoming problems now. Because if this was a straight, I could have made it over there. Oh wait, no. We need to lose one. Shit. God damn it. Okay.
1 million zillion jillion dillion cotillion times later.
That doesn't work either. Wait. Yes, it does. Boom. Woo. Okay, we did it. Holy shit, that took forever. Woo. It took quite some time and a bit of elbow grease, but you've done it. You snap the hatch shut and set your tools aside with a flourish. Holy fuck. Not too bad. Given a makeover, you wouldn't be half as bad as an assistant. I don't wear makeup. Well, that simply won't do. Concealer is a requirement for the position. You just stare at him. He looks back at you. You stare at him some more. He keeps looking at you. You start sweating.
Ahem. Well, good job, Agnes. Why don't you wake the Moobot up and...
The Moobot? Wait, isn't that like a stream, like, thing? That's funny.
Why don't you wake up the Moobot up and see what else we've got left in this room?
You nod awkwardly and press the button on the robot. A pleasant digitized moo rings out, and you can't help but grin with some pride.
Greetings, I am Mobile Organization Officer, Unit Number 0999. The unit has received the necessary repairs and will proceed with its current primary objective.
The engine gently revs up and gears unlock. The Moobot proceeds to hop off the seat, land in the aisle, and turn around to roll up the door past Erica. She seems to have just been standing there, staring at the door, the whole time. You decide not to think about it. Everyone shuffles a bit closer to the door, including you. The Moobot exits it because of you, now functional, arm, and reveals a ring clamped within its fingers? Sure, its fingers. The few visible shapes etched into the ring seem to match those of the concentric rings hanging from the door's lock. It slides its rings into the missing slot and spins them with its fingers. You're having a hard time thinking of them as fingers. The graphics are really ruining your immersion.
Primary objective completed. This unit currently has no objectives and will now proceed to deactivate. Thank you all for your cooperation.
It wheels back to the seat and hops back onto it with surprising grace. With another moo, it gives everyone a... Is that a thumbs up? How? Now that you think about it, do cows even have fingers? Then it powers down. Do cows even have fingers? Sorry? Never mind. Anyway. You look at Valentino and gesture weakly at the door. He nods. Ridley beams at you and claps. Good job, team. Ah, and look. She runs up right next to the door, crouches down, and points at the rings. Our next puzzle. A geometric rotating dial. She's grinning from ear to ear. You walk up next to her and, naturally as you can, and peer at the concentric rings. I remember my first time trying this one out. Agnes, have you tried this one before? You jump before you can help it. You weren't expecting to be noticed or addressed. Sorry. I mean, no, I don't think so. She claps her hands again, this time decisively. Oh, that's exciting. Okay, it's settled. I'll keep everyone entertained, so you can take your time and go on and give it a shot. I'll be right here cheering you on. Just make sure you have fun. Are you? Unless you're not up for it. I think I got this right. Right. She beams at you, and then you hesitantly smile back at her before focusing your attention on the puzzle in front of you. Okay. Whew. You got this. Alright, here we go. Rotate each of the 4 rings so that all of the that symbols are on the upper side of their respective discs. Be careful, rotating one ring will rotate the other rings along with it. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. Oh, they're gonna be reaching out the upper shit, right? Aha! Boom! Like that. Easy. Easy. As you fiddle with the... what was it? Geometric rotating dial? You can't help noticing Ridley watching you intently with bated breath. Despite her promise to keep everyone distracted, she's fully focused on your actions. One hand over her mouth, wincing over near misses, and rejoicing over each step closer before you even register them yourself. The second the final ring slides into place, any click or whir it makes is drowned out by her whoop of success. Woo! That was so good! Wow, Agnes. Are you sure this is your first time trying this puzzle? After this, Nevada and Valentino look up, argument momentarily forgotten. You bring up a good point, babe. Agnes, are you really sure you're not a secret puzzle genius like my girlfriend over here? Oh, hush you. Okay, so they are dating. Got it. You mentally note that down while Ridley flaps an embarrassed hand at her partner. Excellent work, Agnes. Full marks. You really, dominated that puzzle. Yeah. You know, like, yeah. Once you process all that, you look down and rub the back of your head awkwardly. You really are not used to how enthusiastic everyone's been about handing out compliments. Thanks? You're interrupted by the door sliding open. Looks like you've done it again, Agnes. Alright, after you? You look at Ridley, then at everyone else, then back at Ridley. She steps back and motions at the open door. Seeing as nobody objects, you hesitantly step into the next room. Nice. You walk in, rubbing the exhaustion out of your eyes before putting your glasses back on. God, once this is all over, you're definitely gonna lie down, face down in the bed for 24 hours straight. Well, if you're being honest, the idea of going back home kind of feels like wishful thinking at this point. You still don't really trust anything the butcher has to say so far, but the idea of death by suffocation still hovers over your thoughts like a storm cloud. You let out a deep sigh, internally of course, so nobody thinks you're acting weird. Being forced to say all of this out loud would truly be your boiling point. Before you can dwell on this for too long, you feel the others squeeze past you, and then suddenly stop. Well then, this is quite the development. Oh. So, Nevada, have you heard anything that, She lets out a strange chuckle. Valentino echoes with a scoff of disbelief. You know, explains what we're seeing? All that sounds strange. You decide you should at least pretend to gather yourself. just enough to figure out what's going on. I don't like this suspension. Like, what are we witnessing right now? You drop your hands from your eyes and readjust your glasses. What you see, you don't even need to act shocked.